And now you can see me. What's up, guys? Marked by Wrestling here. Ready for you. Me and Cody Rhodes over there. Didn't realize he was in the shot. Sorry. Nevertheless, we are here. We are live. We're ready to watch NXT. Big night tonight. We're a week away from Gold Rush in Madison Square Garden. And also, we got a last man standing match for the NXT title tonight. We got Tatum Paxley probably saying something crazy tonight. We're going to hear from Blake Monroe's other half or be introduced to that. Probably just her, right? Surely. And a speed title defense. Jasper, Troy, Grande, Americano. Not sure what to think of that one, but you know what? We don't judge until we see everything here on NXT. So good to see you guys in the chat. Tyrell, good to see you this evening. You're ready to see Ricky Saints come away with a title defense. I think you might be right. Zach Minger always here. National Sunday Day. A Sunday day, National Sunday Day is on a Tuesday. Who would have thought? But hey, Sundays are great, man. George, good to see you as always. Tatum and JC at Gold Rush. Yeah, so Gold Rush is going to be a lot of fun. Just remember, Gold Rush is going to be over the next 2 weeks. There's a lot to talk about now in the commercial breaks. We had a hot Raw last night from Boston. Cena's last time in Boston. Cena, our new Intercontinental Champion. His last time in Boston. As we're getting a Veterans Day package here, appropriately for Veterans Day today. Any of you guys who have served in the armed forces or have family members who have my gratitude for that. It's not an easy thing, and it's not even easy to be a part of a family who has someone volunteering there. So big USA chants from the crowd. The patriotism in wrestling never really dies. There's Trick arriving earlier in the day to the NXT arena. George, we'll talk about Cena tonight for sure. I may wait till a commercial break for that, but I'm very excited about that, and also excited about War Games now that we finally are starting to see what's coming. So we'll see what happens. All right, we are starting the show off with the culling. So does that mean we're going to get Tatum's weekly declaration here? We've seen her spin the wheel, make the deal before. She has definitely had a more generous spirit as a champion than what Izzy Damas wanted her to have as a friend. Hey, Justin, good to see you, man. Long day, Justin. Long day of work, but you know what? Happy to be here with the chat and rocking with NXT. I did see the Joe Hendry video, and it was beautiful. As a fan of Don McLean's American Pie and Weird Al's The Saga Begins, it was a beautiful parody. And Matt Cardona catching strays in that song as well, which is absolutely wild. Dro, good to see you, man. Yeah, Nikki turned on Stephanie last night. I'm glad to see Stephanie get some good proper feuds going now instead of just being the good wrestler champion who defends the title. So I'm ready. I was ready for her to have a legit feud. So I'm fine with it being Nikki. Tatum Tuesday chance. I like it. And they keep chanting. So Tatum's starting the night. Justin, I think we might get a concert here soon. Joe Hendry seems to be picking up steam again, you know? You deserve it, Chance. You feel like she just won the title yesterday. Like, I mean, I'm glad they still love her, but come on. Okay. Tatum's feeling bad for losing the 6-woman tag last week. All right, so Izzy continuing to ask Tatum not to just give out title shots like candy. Tatum's like, but doesn't everybody love the wheel? Crowd is chanting, spin the wheel. I don't even know if the wheel's out there. You know, I feel like we're all watching this feud, just waiting for Izzy to turn on Tatum eventually, or maybe the whole culling, and like the sort of insincere, disingenuous Izzy like feels like it's just dragging a little, you know. I mean, Izzy is partially speaking the truth. Like, not everyone does deserve a title shot. You got to earn it. You know, kayfably speaking. And here we are with the expected interruption from Fatal Influence, led by former champion JC Jane. JC not afraid to jaw jack with the crowd. I give her a credit there. All right, yeah, JC is there. Yeah, Sophie, I'm running both horizontal and vertical, so I think you can choose what you want to see. If I'm running vertical for everybody, let me know because I'm broadcasting both. Yeah, okay. JC's out here angling for a title shot. Let's see if it works. Hey, Dossie, welcome to the chat. I mean, honestly, I think Gold Rush would be a good time for Tatum to beat JC, and send JC maybe up to the main roster at this point. Because I don't know what's left for her to do. The crowd is chanting, "We want Laney," like to give Laney the shot instead, which is interesting. Okay. Interesting. So there it is. Tatum is giving JC a rematch at Gold Rush next week. And I will say, though, in her own sweet way, she did follow it up with, and this is the last one, and I mean it. So I would love to see her kind of discover that edge a little bit here. Oh, look, Cobra Kai is here with Ava. We're going to get the Vanity Project at New York. Oh, here's Ego and Chelsea. Here's some real champions. They don't say his name. Alba calls him the unmentionable. Okay, so we're getting Chelsea in the ring tonight. There's Jasper Troy, who's going to be challenging for the speed title against El Grande Americano tonight. And that's up next. 5-minute speed title match. All right, so we're going to ads. So let's catch up with a few things here. And yeah, Dro, I'm not up on UFC. Give me JDM for tonight, for this weekend rather. All right, let's see. Yeah, listen, Cena winning the IC title last night. Love that as a great cherry on top of Cena's retirement tour. Go ahead and make him a Grand Slam champion. I do wonder if this will impact who his final opponent is. I don't know who. I don't know how long they've decided who his final opponent was going to be, but I will say this: if he's still Intercontinental Champion by his final match, I want Sheamus to be his final opponent. Knock out two birds with one stone, end up with two Grand Slam champions that way. Send Cena off by putting over Sheamus while Sheamus gets his Grand Slam moment. I think that would be excellent. Otherwise, you can take that belt off Cena as fast as you want. And then he can focus on more stories. I don't really like the idea of Cena defending the Intercontinental title in his last match if it's against anyone else other than Sheamus. Because then, I mean, you're going to put him you would put him in a title match against someone who might even be above the title, at that point. So I don't know. I don't know if I want that. Nikki Bella turning on heel on Stephanie Becerra. I like that too. I mean, we kind of saw that coming. I would assume most of you guys saw that coming as soon as she started buddying up to Stephanie over the past few weeks. And so I like that it gives Stephanie a focused singles competitor feud for her. Her match with Raquel was pretty good last night. I skipped through a lot of the matches last night because I was watching it afterwards. And so I saw most of the finishes and all the promo segments and backstage segments and stuff, just so I'd be up on the current events of things. But yeah. Yeah, I don't mind Nikki being the heel there. Not at all. I already talked about the music video, which I thought was excellent. Yeah, Lash Legend. I joined AJ from A&B Combos last Friday on his channel for SmackDown. We saw Lash debut. I love her as a call up and as a tag partner for Nia Jax. I think together they work out well. It's like I think we said this on his show. It's like a female version of the bar, like, you know, two opponents who respect each other's ability to hurt people decide to team up. And so I love that they showed up and got in the mix on Monday night last night. And I love that they'll be in War Games. I think that'll be a really fun War Games, both matches. Yeah, NXT is going to be a part of Saturday night's main event. The last time is now Saturday night's main event. So we'll see what the matches are. Hopefully they bring their heavy hitters. So I'm not interested in seeing, you know, Jasper Troy on Saturday night's main event. No disrespect to Jasper Troy, but if you give me Obafemi or Trick Williams or even Ricky Saints or you know, Ethan Page as far as the men go, if Sol Ruka is healed up by then, you know, give me her or somebody else, you know, among the women. And there's a lot of women that could show up from NXT. It would be a good show. So we'll see what we get there. Yeah, I mean, JC can go to the main roster. I think she can. I just wonder, will she go alone or will they bring up any of Fatal Influence with her? So we'll see. I think JC does lose at Gold Rush. I think it's time to move her over. Sophie, I wouldn't be surprised if Solo's opponent in the tournament is a debuting Obafemi. I feel like he's going to face a surprise babyface, and LA Knight's going to face a surprise heel. I even heard somebody theorize, what if a returning Kevin Owens is in the tournament? And I would love this if he's ready to go, if he's safe, if he's healed up. I wouldn't mind Kevin Owens beating LA Knight, and Kevin Owens actually being the one who retires John Cena. I think that wouldn't be bad at all. Do you think Ethan Page and Chelsea Green are doing music video? That would be hilarious. I doubt it, but I think it would be hilarious. Shamanica, hey, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. I did book a John Cena Intercontinental title challenge in my 2025 video of predicting Cena's 2025. That was much earlier in the year, though. Definitely not towards the end. So we're getting a recap now of Miles Bourne and Tavion Heights. Yeah, George, I don't think Nikki's going to beat Stephanie either. I agree, George. I can see Maxine perhaps shocking the world and taking the IC title from Becky Lynch. They've really been putting her up. So. Well, they've only announced one NXT star, but that doesn't mean there isn't more to come. They haven't even announced all the matches yet. There's still 2 more matches to be announced on Friday, and we still have 2 mystery opponents. We don't know who they'll be. I assumed at the very beginning that the mystery opponents would probably be TNA people who maybe have WWE familiarity, like a Matt Cardona or a Nick Nemeth or somebody like that, maybe Joe Hendry. But yeah, I'm absolutely here for Gunther and Javon Evans, even if Gunther wins, which he probably will. I really want to see that match. So yeah, I was sold on Gunther being the one who was going to be his last match for a while, Shamanica. But now that the Intercontinental title is in the mix, I don't see him being the challenger now. If the title is a part of it, you know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, Jasper Troy in the ring, awaiting his title shot for the Speed title. Booker T is worked up. We're getting no bread, no water. Yeah, you're right, Sophie. Both the GMs did look very pleased to see the names that they drew. So I don't know. It better be a name worth not announcing. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, here comes El Grande, Americano, our speed champion. I mean, in that promo, that opening promo too, like Tatum told Izzy, "Hey, I'm going to listen to you and I'm going to be more selective just after this one, just after this one more match." So I'm curious if she'll continue to listen to her impulsive voices. So we'll see. Sophie, I said it could be. I just said that it could be like a Nick Nemeth or a Matt Cardona, maybe a Joe Hendry, but I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know. I'm not going to try to put too much stock into who I think it might be. Because if anything I've learned, man, like people online, dude, they get ideas in their heads about what they think is going to happen, and they get so upset when nothing that was confirmed for them actually happened. All right, Dro. JDM by TKO. Got it. Or KO. And retains. Okay. Well, Jasper Troy starts off aggressive, which you got to do in these time limit matches. Crowd is firmly behind El Grande, as you would expect. I think so too, George. I don't think she's a transitional champion. I think they should let her work it for a while. Maybe not as long as JC had it, but absolutely for a couple months at least. Jasper Troy's a big guy, I think there's just something about him. There's something about them bringing him to NXT like by himself. Like he's got no manager, no faction or partner. He's just on his own. And I don't know. I just don't know. Like I have a hard time connecting with him. A lot of him feels really generic. And granted NXT is a place for people to hone their craft a little bit. But I don't know. Something just missing. He feels a little unseasoned. Which he's a rookie. He is unseasoned, but still. Big clothesline, though. We get but down to about 3.5 minutes in this match, and Jasper pretty much in control. El Grande tried to do a few things here or there, but Jasper really just kind of maintaining the advantage this whole time. The other two Grandes are out there, though. Yeah, George, I agree with you in point. I think Blake Monroe might be the next. I don't want to use the word megastar because it reminds me of LA Knight, but I think she's going to be the next marquee champion in the women's division. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Tatum hold it until they decide Blake is ready to challenge for it. Because Blake would be a good philosophical opponent for Tatum because they're so different. They're just so character-wise. It'd be like having like Tiffany Stratton and Rhea Ripley. Like, I mean, they're just so visually different in their approach, and their promos. And I think Blake would be a great foil for her. El Grande Americano rebounding with a kick out of the corner and trying to assert control now as we have 2 minutes left in the match. JDM's the underdog, Dro. Okay, I didn't know that. Oh, man. El Grande went for a suicide dive, but he just ate a forearm from Jasper Troy. I'm curious at this point. I wonder if we run into a time limit draw here. Well, one Grande tried to prevent Jasper from taking the chains in the ring, but he got shoved off. Moose and Vikingo, those aren't bad options either Justin. Oh, wow. So Jasper tried to use the chains. The El Grande stopped him, and they're getting tossed from ringside. Now here comes El Grande flying through the ropes and knocking down Jasper Troy, but we're down to the last minute now, so we'll have to see. Well, look what we've got here. He high-fived his El Grandes on the way out as they were getting ejected, and they just tossed him the steel plate, and the ref did not see it. Uh-oh. Choke slam coming? Nope. Open hand slap. Big headbutt from El Grande, but that's without the steel plate. We're down to 30 seconds, though. El Grande is going to put the plate in, but the ref has caught him. And now he just got avalanched. Uh-oh. El Grande's in trouble. Boss man slam. This could be it. We got a new speed champion. Jasper Troy just not in the internet lingo phrase, but just flattened El Grande Americano and is now our new speed champion. So I want to say this real quick because I thought about this before I came on tonight, thinking about this match. I'm not mad at this. And let me tell you why. El Grande Americano was going to be wearing that speed title like a millstone around his neck. El Grande is above the speed title. He won the speed title back when he was still mostly a joke, but he is obviously gotten more popular than what that division holds its competitors to be. So the speed title is actually a good spot for Jasper Troy, who does not have to work anything more than 5-minute matches. He is now a champion, and he can continue to look dominant. Oh, Thea Hale said his name. Joe Hendry's here. All you had to do was look left. But now El Grande Americano can go back to the main roster and be involved in that scene instead. Yeah, Justin, you're right. Dom and El Grande probably got to be pretty annoyed with it right now. Well, that's cool, Dro. All right, Thea Hale taking on Alba Fire tonight. I thought it was Chelsea earlier. They weren't very clear in that. Okay. Well, there we go. So we'll get Thea Hale versus Alba Fire tonight. They could, George. They could win those mixed tag championships. By the way, Ruffles cheddar and sour cream is my commercial break snack tonight. So I am curious. I think that Thea and Joe could be a good feud for Chelsea and Ego. However, I just don't know about the AAA titles bouncing around NXT without them going back to a AAA talent. Because that's one thing, even with Dom as the mega champion, like, and even when Los Garzas were the tag champions, they never dropped the titles to other WWE contracted talent. They'd always just come back to AAA. So I'm hesitant to believe that will happen. But I do think this match and this pairing and this tag feud will be more entertaining than the Tavion Heights Tyra May Steele one. So I am looking forward to it. I think it'll be better than last time. Justin, yeah, I don't have a clue. Now, it's interesting. There was a social media video of Dom walking around backstage being kind of upset with Judgment Day for not being there for him in his match with Cena last night. And now that he's lost that title, granted, he still has the mega title right now from AAA, but, I was sitting here thinking for a while that, Roxanne keeps trying to ingratiate herself to Dom, but she wasn't there either. I think when Liv comes back, I think Dom and Liv might be baby faces. I think that they might turn on the rest of the Judgment Day. We'll see what happens. I think it would be really wild if Raquel turned with them. Because there's been smaller and smaller tiffs growing between Raquel and Roxy a little bit, even though they're a team. Whenever they have a promo backstage, especially when Dom is involved, Roxy tries to do one thing and Raquel's like, they don't seem to agree a lot. So I just wonder what will come of that. We'll see. So there is that. Are you guys excited for War Games? I cannot do a Regal voice right now. I don't have the voice for that. However, I was excited to see a Regal cameo last night. I'm definitely looking forward to the men's match, which is not fully fleshed out yet. It's only 3-on-3 right now. I wonder if they'll go all the way 5-on-5. That would be cool. We'll see. And then Chris Wrestling Views War Games. Okay, I did it once. How can you not read the comment and just say War Games? You gotta love it. Thank you, Chris Wrestling Views, for being here, man. Yeah. So I was surprised by how quickly the women's match came together last night, just on a dime. But I like those teams. Io Sky, let's say a prayer for Io right now, because she's gonna go through it between Lash and Nia. Okay, so we are going to get an Evolve title match at Gold Rush. All right, so we have Zaruka here. What's up, Dro? Okay. Solruka Blake Monroe, North American title rematch next week. Okay. I mean, listen, this card is really shaping up. Chris, yes, Lash's fists are lethal. She absolutely dropped Io, and that was nasty work. Great sell and bump by Io on that shot, and Lash just laid it in. It was beautiful. Dro, what's your question, dude? Anyway, yeah, I'm just I'm very excited for War Games, and then yeah, so. Soul, George, I mean, theoretically, Soul could win her title back. But man, I mean, Blake, I feel like you got to give Blake a little bit of a reign. Because unless they're really in a hurry to move her up to the main title scene, I don't know. Sophie, I'm very particular in how I want Cena's final match to go. If it's an intercontinental title match, I want Sheamus to win because he also deserves to be a Grand Slam champion, just like Cena was. But if Cena is no longer the intercontinental champion, I don't care who they pick, as long as it matters. I would be cool with it being a younger talent if it was. I don't really, and I'm not going to be one of those people. You're not going to see me on my Twitter account, Sophie, complaining about who they pick if it's not Sheamus. I go along. I tend to go along for the ride, so we'll see. Yeah, George. I mean, she could win next week. It just seems like they're really all in on Blake Monroe, and so now that they've pulled the trigger and gotten the title on her, I just have a hard time believing it. I just feel like here's what I wonder. Justin, I like Lash's punch better than Logan. If I'm being honest, it's not because, and I'm not saying that to be a Logan hater either. Chris Wrestling Views, who, that's okay. You don't think Gunther should win. Tell me, Chris, I want to know who you think Cena's final opponent should be, because I don't think I've seen your suggestion yet when we've been in the same chat before. So I'm curious what you think, or do you have somebody you're thinking? Dro, War Games is a special, like 10, usually a 10-person match, 5-on-5, and they put 2 rings together, surrounded by a giant cage, and then they enter the match like Royal Rumble style, one person from each team at a time. And then once both combatants from each team are in the ring, it used to be a submission match, but basically it's pinfall or submission at that point. So anyway, it's a fancy tag team cage match is what it is. But it's a lot of fun. They always get a little crazy with it. And so that'll be at Survivor Series. They'll have a men's match and a women's match. Oh, a Sai coffin drop from Thea Hale. Wow. So yeah, Shamanica, they announced that, so the Saturday night's main event for Cena's last match, I'm assuming will be 4, maybe 5 matches. And I have to go back and listen to the actual promo, but it sounds like they said it's going to be a WWE versus NXT showcase. So Cena will have his last match, and the other matches will be NXT superstars versus WWE superstars. I don't imagine that Cena's last opponent will be from NXT, but if they did decide to say even Cena's if they did decide to say even Cena's opponent is from NXT, that would be a great time to either debut Obafemi or have him take on Ethan Page. I think Ethan Page would be a great opponent for him as well, because Ethan Page would never let us forget it if he won. Do I think Vicaire and Nikki could be added to War Games, Justin? I suppose they could, but I don't think they will. I think they'll have a one-on-one match at Survivor Series, because I expect Survivor Series to be more than 5 matches, since it's one of the big 4. And also the women's War Games match is already 4-on-4, and sometimes they let it be 4-on-4. Oh, Justin, did you see Hank and Tank? So big shout outs to my regular NXT chat crew. Pro Wrestling Noah in Japan has 2 sets of new champions. The new Noah heavyweight champion is our old dog Yoshi Inamura, who won the heavyweight title there, beat Kenta for that. And Hank and Tank are the new Pro Wrestling Noah tag team champions, which it's so wild that those 2 blue collar country boys are now Japanese tag team champions, but I'm psyched for them. It was pretty dope to see that. I think that happened over the weekend. Anyway, so they're out there looking strong on the other side of the world. So toast to Hank and Tank. Honk, honk. Oh, I just noticed this match is sponsored by Panda Express. There's a giant Panda Express logo in the entranceway. Man, these ads cracking me up. Cracking me up. It's going to be really funny next week if they're in Madison Square Garden and there's a giant Panda Express logo in the middle of the ring. Oh, I agree, George. I think Nikki will put Stephanie over. I think they're still in full-on, like, established Stephanie Vicaire mode on the main roster. Yeah. They have been busy this year. Justin, remember the beginning of the year, they were like taking on the Hardys and stuff, man, and Fraxium. It's been a wild year for Hank and Tank. You know what? Alba Fire has done such a great job leaning into her sort of secret service or secret hervis role. You tend to forget that she can go in the ring. Her and Piper Niven both, which I hope Piper Niven's doing okay. She's been off TV with an injury and stuff, and I hope she gets to come back because her and Alba together as secret hervis were so good. I love them as characters. Well, George, I mean, it should be her last title shot because Tatum told her as much tonight. Will she go back on her word? I don't know. But I have a feeling Tatum's a woman of her word, though. Thea Hale trying to fight out of that headlock. Headbutt from Thea Hale. Now, ooh, returning headbutt from Alba Fire. They're just trading headbutts in the ring. Alba's maintaining control. Oh, reversal. I'll tell you what, man. Thea's swinging hard. She's swinging for the fences against Alba Fire. She's just not getting too far. Ooh, double axe handle. Wow. Thea Hale just got censored. She just gave her the double Austins before kicking her in the head. The whole screen blacked out. Oh, nope. I don't think we get Hank and Tank on Saturday night's main event. I don't think so. Justin. Oh, Kimura locked in by Thea Hale, but Alba throws her into the turnbuckle face first. I really think the only NXT people who are going to wrestle on Saturday night's main event are going to be like the top level people. Basically, the people who are champions, or maybe Trick Williams or Obafemi. I don't expect, Josh Briggs or Tavion Heights or Miles Bourne or any of those guys to be the ones wrestling. That's just my guess, though. I think it's going to be because Saturday night's main event has always been kind of a marquee appetizer. If you watch the shows during the week, this is what you can expect from WWE or NXT kind of programming. So I don't expect them to get too deep into the roster. Yeah, Sophie, I agree. I think it's going to be very interesting on the other side of that to see what main roster stars get picked. It would be really fun, though, even though I said I don't think he's going to be on the show if we got Miles Bourne versus Randy Orton. Or if they team together. Okay. Well, Thea is cinched in the Kimura in the middle of the ring, but Ethan Page is trying to interfere now. I don't know, Chris. Oh, Joe Hendry now showing up for Thea Hale. Oh, malfunction. Chelsea inadvertently smacks Ethan Page and now eats a suicide dive from Thea Hale. Chris, Wrestling Views. I'll tell you what, though. If we got the Street Profits on Saturday night's main event, I would love to see them take on Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Let those four dudes just burn it down. Oh, reversal into a sunset flip. Thea steals a win from Alba Fire. Thea Hale is your winner. Miles Bourne and Jey Uso. That would be interesting. Yeah. Alba Fire had Thea Hale as sort of in that gory special position, and she cut loose and reversed into a sunset flip for the 3. The sunset flip, the bane of many a wrestling villain in the 80s. Tyrell. I know, man. GTA 6 delayed again. To tell you the truth, though, Tyrell, I'm not that bad. I can wait. I can wait for GTA 6 because I've waited for so long to play so many games that I have plenty of others to play. So I've got quite a backlog amassed already. So I'll be ready by the time it comes out. Ricky Saints and Tatum Paxley talking backstage. No, Sophie, I think it'll only be a one-time thing. Ooh. Tatum tried to tell something to Ricky, like she saw something or something he needs to know about. And Izzy pulled her away before she could. Worth pointing out that Ricky, the champion, did give Tatum some advice there and saying, don't let anybody tell you how to be the champion you want to be. Like, you just be that. So I'm very curious what Tatum's like. I don't know if any of you guys have been were around NXT long enough to the black and gold days. I don't know if y'all remember when they did a stint where Nikki Cross like had a secret, like she had seen things backstage, but she was like whispering secrets to people. And she had, I think she was in something with Aleister Black. I can't remember, but like, anyway, it felt a little like that. Yeah, I think she absolutely saw something that had to do with Trick. I believe you, Shamanika. I think you're right. So, like free breakfast on Veterans Day. I know, man. Tatum like a Denny's, man. Like show your card and get a free title shot for sure. I don't expect there to be a ton of silence for the NXT talent. I think it all depends on which NXT talent you book for the show. Because if you go back and watch Evolution, the crowd was hot for that show, and there are plenty of NXT talent there. So it all depends on who you put out there. Is all I'm saying. So yeah, I'm sure we'll find out tonight. Whatever it was that Tatum was trying to tell Ricky there. Ricky got to watch out, man. People always aiming for him. Yeah, I know. I wonder. I don't know what Tatum was up to, man. I'm sure we'll find out. And we've got what? We're close to the halfway point in the show tonight, but we'll see. George, I love it, man. I love Lash and Nia as a tag team. Although, love those Kabuki Warriors too, man. So at least they're teaming up for War Games. That should be a lot of fun. The women's War Games match, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and Charlotte and Alexa, which is a crazy, like Hall of Fame level team for the women, by the way, when you just sit and think about it, versus Nia and Lash, and then Asuka and Kairi Sane. It's going to be wild. I know. I'm not ready for Izzy to turn on Tatum because I feel like it's going to be involving. I feel like it's going to involve maybe Tatum losing the title. I hope that's not the case. I hope she turns on her and then Tatum just beats her straight up. I think that would be great. The next, they have Deadline. Deadline, and it's a week before. It's the weekend before the Saturday night's main event. So that's what we've got there. So the NXT show Deadline with the Iron Survivor matches, that should be the weekend before Cena's last Saturday night's main event. Yes, Izzy and Braun Breaker are a couple. The last I saw, Chris Wrestling Views, which is just, I don't know. It's interesting to me. I know people are more than their gimmicks on TV. They're more than their character on TV. But it's just something interesting to me about the two of them, because they just seem. Well, I'll say this: their characters seem incompatible. I'll give you that. I'm totally fine with Cody being in War Games. I mean, he's the men's babyface War Games team is such a throwback to what the original babyface War Games teams were like. Actually, the men's War Games match is very old school. It's usually a heel faction versus like an alliance of baby faces. And that's what it's been for a long time. That's what it was for a long time. Whether it was the Horsemen, the Four Horsemen, the Dangerous Alliance, even Colonel Robert Parker's group or the NWO. A lot of times it would be some combination of baby faces to take them on. So yeah. Test of the emergency broadcast system. Bond over bronzer, Tossie says. Maybe. Yeah, Sophie. I don't know who the fourth person will be. I think Brock Lesnar may be for the Vision team. And honestly, some people are saying Roman for the babyface team, but I don't want it to be Roman. I would much rather it be John Cena. Okay, it's Blake Monroe interviewing herself. Her dark side. Drew's movie hasn't actually filmed until April, so he's just suspended on TV right now. Hmm. Okay, so Blake Monroe has got a split personality. She's talking to herself like the Green Goblin mask did to Willem Dafoe. Hmm. Hmm. So Blake Monroe has a very visual, ugly side, an ugly, violent side. Keep her darkness, basically. So she's going to be tapping into her darkness, so to speak, just as Solruka is coming back, and they are warning Solruka, do not rush back into the ring. Interesting. Javon FaceTiming Leon Slater backstage. So Javon's gonna have a promo segment with Leon Slater, I guess. Interesting. And of course, Monday, Javon has Gunther one-on-one in Madison Square Garden, which is insane. I think we get Javon and Leon, man, gunning for those titles. I hope that's the case. Yeah, I think we get more surprise opponents in the Cena tournament. I think they'll, whoever Solo Sikoa and LA Knight are facing, for sure. So, we'll see. Yeah, Sophie, I saw the Ridge Holland news. I just really not decided to weigh in on it, but it is what it is. A lot of people have a lot of opinions about it, that's for sure. And, another day, another person who gets released. So, yeah, absolutely. Throw some prayers up for Javon's chest. Absolutely, because he is going to get chopped like crazy. I'm very interested to see. There's a lot of hype going into that match. So I'm curious to see where it goes. Yeah, right. Blake Monroe's mental episode brought to you by Progressive. Make sure you bundle your personalities just like you can bundle home and auto. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The ad lines are always getting me these days. That's why I don't hate it so much, because honestly it adds unintended jokes all the time. Pairing up some of these sponsors with different things we're seeing on TV. Although nothing will ever touch the unintended corporate synergy of Nick Gage using a pizza cutter on, I think it was Chris Jericho's head, while they had a Domino's ad playing on TV. That was absolutely wild. That was the most unintentionally synergistic ad placement I think they ever had. Oh man, I wonder too what's up with Tony D'Angelo. If he'll show up in the tournament or on Saturday night's main event, or what? Probably not Saturday night's main event. I don't think he's been off TV for too long. But yeah, I wonder what's next for him, and we'll come back when he's going to come back. We shall see. Eddie Guerrero Day in Texas. That's awesome. One of the greatest, one of the all-time greats, Eddie Guerrero. Man, Eddie could just absolutely go in the ring. Amazing personality, amazing, charisma. Just a one of one for sure. And yeah, obviously a everlasting legacy in pro wrestling. Yeah, George, I'm not sure where Tony's been. I'd heard at some point that he was just taking time off, like he just needed time off. But he's been gone for a while now, though. And he hasn't been released. As we're back with Jordan Grace. Mm. Jordan could win the title. All right, Javon's in the ring. Crowd's cheering Javon, excited to face Gunther. Mm. Madison Square Garden, 21 years old. Okay. Leon Slater via satellite. All right, they're going to announce something. I mean, if it's anything other than a title match, I don't know. What can it be? Okay. Tag title match next week in Gold Rush. Okay, Dark State's here, or they forgot to pay the light bill. One of these things. Yep, Dark State's here. And Leon just sitting there on the screen, still looking around like, what? Ah, Leon's in the building. Leon's in the building. And Booker T's like, what the hell? Oh, nasty Harlem sidekick from Leon Slater there. Okay. I love how casual, like not every wrestler can do this and sound good, but I love Javon's casual delivery on the mic. Like they all came in getting ready to jump him, and he's just like, he just grinned, is like, man, y'all dumb as hell. And oh my gosh, what a vertical from Javon diving over the ropes. Dude, I would love to see these guys as tag champs. I gotta remind y'all too, Javon Evans still has not held a title. Has not held a title since joining NXT. No Heritage Cup, no North American title, no NXT title, no tag title. So this could be the first time. No X Division title. Could be the first time he holds a belt. Kalani just rolled up on Trick. Interesting. I didn't even think about it until the end that they both have a common thread in Mello. And he just said, show everybody why you hurt. That's kind of cute to see him, gas up Kalani. Tyrell says, Steven here, a secret for the booking Kalani is in next Roman Reigns with the heel with the knockouts title. Oh, that would be a long reign for Kalani to hold that title. I do think they really are trying to solidify her more, though, as a main event player. And I think them having access to this partnership with TNA is helpful to establish more main event players without having to dethrone their current NXT champions, So now, say, if we're saying that titles are investment, right? We had Sol Ruka with a title and now Blake Monroe with a title, right? And then now we had JC Jane with that long reign and now Tatum Paxley. And so you still have like your Jordan Graces and your Kalani Jordans and these other people. And so like them being involved in these other world title feuds, since they have this connection with TNA, is able to still elevate them without taking those belts away from the NXT champions, which is nice. Yeah, I haven't considered that any of the TNA champions would be on Saturday night's main event, Sophie. But don't forget, Mickey James and Jordan Grace, both when they were Knockouts champion, were in the Royal Rumble. So, I mean, that even if it is a big show, that doesn't mean they wouldn't show up. But I think they might have more options at their disposal rather than TNA talent for that show. So I do think you're right. I don't think they'll be there, but I don't think it has anything to do with them being TNA talent, though. Considering we've already seen that happen on WWE PLEs before. So we'll see, though. Man, oh man. By the way, I have not announced this tonight, but we've been talking about it some here and there. Our good friend of the show, AJ from A&B Combos Wrestling Edition, go check them out if you haven't lately. And he'll be joining me tomorrow night as we are going to take a departure from Wrestling Talk and do another monthly movie chat. We're going to be talking about the Rocky and Creed movies tomorrow. So join us tomorrow evening for that talk, and we'll have a good time. So we're going to be talking through those movies, our thoughts, our feelings about those and stuff like that. And we've already got an idea for a second episode, an additional episode coming up the next month. So more on that later towards the end of the show as I plug it out. But yeah, so we'll be doing that tomorrow. So everybody be on the lookout for that. Yeah, I have a feeling, the matches, I can't imagine they'll book a ton of matches for Saturday night's main event. They like to keep that stuff at 4 or 5. So the matches have time to breathe and stuff. A Rocky prequel, huh? I wouldn't mind. Is that supposed to be about Apollo, Sophie? I'm trying to remember if that's what I read. Because I don't think we need to see anything early about Rocky. In the first Rocky movie, they kind of did a good enough job of telling you about his past. I know, Justin. Like, I don't want to complain about it, but there's a whole lot of like double belting and triple belting going on. There's another Cena segment. Flashback to his debut against Kurt Angle. Or Kurt Angle. Oh, yeah, Sophie. I have heard about that. I mean, the thing about this final match is that Cena announced the tournament as an homage to his debut, just showing up and challenging Kurt Angle. So if you wanted to maintain the spirit of his debut, then you might want to put a young guy in there with him. Our Mod Father's here. Good to see you, Mod Father. Let's see. We can recap. Tatum Paxley. There's been a lot of booking for the Gold Rush show next week. Jasper Troy is the new speed champion. El Grande Americano's interference or foreign object utilization backfired on him. So now Jasper Troy is the speed champion. Javon Evans and Leon Slater are officially going to challenge for the tag titles against Dark State next week. Tatum Paxley is giving JC Jane a rematch next week. And then what else? Oh, Blake Monroe apparently has a little bit of a split personality. If you ever watched the show Dexter, think about his like dark passenger. Like she's got a darkness to her that was literally another version of her that was interviewing her. And Sol Ruca says she's returning from injury, although they have warned her over and over again to be cautious about the match. She is going to get a rematch against Blake Monroe next week for the North American title as well. So it has been crazy, crazy stuff here as Skylar Raye, LFG's Skylar Raye, is going to be taking on Fallon Henley in the women's speed tournament. The winner should face Zarya for the vacated women's speed title. Did I miss something, or did they not televise Fallon Henley's entrance? That's a first. I played Rocky. Okay, I'll have to check that out. 50 degrees, Sophie. My goodness. It's not even 69 degrees here. Rickety, good to see you. All right, so we got 3 minutes. That's a heavyweight 1-round bout. I've got Fallon in this one. Oh, drop kick from Skylar right away. Oh, going for a roll, victory roll. Only one. And now here comes Fallon laying in the pain. I did see the Michael trailer. I'm very interested in that as well. Looks great. George, it may just be that they're trying to cut time on the TV show. Like, it could just be as simple as a segment went long earlier in the show. All right, we're already under 2 minutes here. A lot of back and forth action going on here. Fallon in control, though. Going for a power bomb. Nope, Hurricane Rana. I don't expect Skylar to steal this one, especially not with Fatal Influence there at ringside. And Fallon's a former North American champion herself. Oh, a frog splash high cross body. That was wild. Oh, I don't know what that was. It was like a tilt-a-whirl DDT. It's a little ugly. I mean, stun gun by Fallon. All right, we're down to the last minute here. Famouser right in the middle of the ring. That's that. Fallon Henley gets out of there. So we get Fallon Henley versus Zarya. Thank goodness we're not going to get another LFG speed champion. All right, Zarya and Fallon Henley in a 5-minute speed match could be pretty intense. Yeah, George, the match wasn't great, and I mean, obviously, Skylar Raye still has a lot of learning to do. She just got here, so as we go backstage and see Jasper Troy, new speed champion. Uh-oh. Dark State just busted up. Okay. I pretty much just shared promo space. Yeah, the story is absolutely with Zarya at this point winning, especially if Zarya manages to win and Sol Ruka doesn't. I think that could be some interesting tension between the two of them. All right, here comes Spirit Halloween Josh Briggs with his literal smoking skull on his vest. I pick on Josh Briggs, but I actually do like what he's capable of. I think he'll get on the main roster, and if he can just get the right creative behind him, he could be a really nasty monster on the main roster. Not unlike a JBL or a Test back in the day. He could, yeah, he absolutely could be something. Yeah, so anyway, that match, it was, as I can borrow a phrase from one of my favorite shows, Arrested Development, it was far from the best. But that's the beauty of a speed match, is you can put your inexperienced people in those matches. It's a short time limit, so it's over quickly. And the time is part of the gimmick. So as it's counting down, is it going to be a draw? Is it not? You know, that sort of thing. So not bad. The right woman won the match. And we're going to have to do a real rundown of, I'm going to take out my phone here real quick because I'm going to need to start looking at a rundown of the NXT Gold Rush card. Because it is getting absolutely stacked next week. So currently, hold on, this is from a different year. All right. So here's our matches thus far. We've got Zarya versus Fallon Henley for the Women's Speed Championship. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green versus Joe Hendry and Thea Hale for the AAA Mixed Tag titles. The Evolve Championship, Jackson Drake and his Cobra Kai team, whatever they're called. I can't remember the name of his stupid little faction. Is taking on Sean Legacy. So Sean Legacy, who, by the way, very impressive. I'd love to see him win that match. And then we also have Blake Monroe versus returning Zolruka, rematch for the North American title. Tatum Paxley versus JC Jane, rematch, a last chance rematch for the women's championship. And then confirmed tonight as well, Dark State defending the tag titles against Javon Evans and Leon Slater. And then also Kalani Jordan defending the Knockouts championship in a triple threat versus Li Ying Lee and Jordan Grace. So you've already got over 2 weeks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 7 matches so far declared over the next 2 weeks. So, and that's also worth mentioning that there's no NXT title match declared yet either. You would think with Gold Rush, if Ricky gets out of this one, that he'll be defending the title again as well against 2. I don't know. Which is interesting because I wonder if that trickles into what Tatum was trying to tell him. If somebody is in the building looking for Ricky Saints, stalking Ricky Saints, and that could be a challenger for the next week. But we shall see, right? We shall see. Yeah, 2K, Sophie, I know it's been a while since I've been on 2K. I really need to go back and do it. I think I might wait maybe later this week or next week. I can try to put together a list. Not a list, but put together another tournament because there's going to be more DLC added this week, I believe, to 2K. So there would be a good time to do it. Also, new versions of John Cena and Brock Lesnar is in the game now too, as well as Goldberg and who else? Nikki Bella. They're all in the game now, and I don't think I've gone live since I've downloaded those. So, okay, Fatal Influence gloating backstage. I have a feeling Lainey Reed is going to challenge what's her name, Kendall Gray, for the women's Evolve title. I think that's probably what we're going to be getting. So all 3 of them can try to get belts again. Interesting. Sheamus doing NXT house shows, as well as Grayson Waller, Otis, JD McDonough. Huh. I was not impressed with the women's PWI 500. I mean, I don't put a ton of stock into that anymore anyway, though, but I'll just say this. I'm not surprised that Mercedes Moné was number 1 because they made a big deal about her winning all these belts. As we're getting Tavion Heights and Josh Briggs one-on-one here tonight. Oh, huge boot right out of the gate from Josh Briggs. Wow. My only sort of kayfabe issue is that, Mercedes is number 1. She won 12, 13 belts or something. She's, doing all this stuff. And JC Jane, who's the only wrestler to hold a WWE and a WWE or NXT and TNA world title at the same time. The only one who ever did it. She beat Stephanie Vaquer. She improved immensely. That she all over the course of the year, she was not even in the top 10. And they want to flaunt how great Mercedes is for winning all these belts. And yet JC Jane held the front runner title for 2 different shows at the same time. And you can't even put her in the top 10. I'm not saying she should have been number 1, even number 3 or number 5, but leaving JC out of the top 10, I think is poor logic for putting that list together. And I think she deserved better than that. As someone who was a bona fide JC Jane hater, she won me over out of the course of the year. Not that I would say I'm a fan of hers, but she absolutely, I don't think so. Well, Sophie, they already released the men's PWI 500 a month or 2 ago. Cody was number 1 for that again. I remember laughing about that list because most of the people I see online who make a big deal out of it are like sickos and stuff now, like hardcore AEW fans. And I laughed because Jay Uso was ranked higher than Will Ospreay. Jay Uso was like number 6 and Osprey was like number 9 or something like that. Just, I don't know, made me giggle. Yeah, like Cody was number 1, Moxley was number 2, I think Gunther was number 3, and Swerve was number 4, something like that. I'm trying to remember. Something like that. All right, let's see. Rickardy, the PWI 500. So PWI is Pro Wrestling Illustrated. A long time ago, before before there was the internet and everything, Pro Wrestling Illustrated was like the premier wrestling magazine. And the funny thing is, it was published in kayfabe, so it's actually kind of fun. I haven't read one in decades, but I used to read them when I was a kid because they're all written in kayfabe too. So they had rankings every week for all the major promotions, like the WWF top 10, the WCW top 10, the top 10 tag teams, and all this other stuff. And they would do articles, and they had posters in there of wrestlers, photos of old pay-per-views and stuff. So for somebody like me who like didn't have cable as a kid and couldn't watch WrestleManias as they happen and stuff, it was a cool thing to go back and watch. Well, anyway, every year, Pro Wrestling Illustrated, PWI, they would put out the PWI 500, the top 500 wrestlers in the world. And basically it was like 100 wrestlers you might have heard of, and then like 400 indie wrestlers that you probably never heard of, which is still pretty much what it's like today. And so anyway, again, it's a kayfabe list. So like they pick a year's worth of time, and yeah, so and do that. And in recent years, they now still have the PWI 500, which is exclusive to male wrestlers, and they now have the PWI 250, which is just for female wrestlers. So anyway, they still release it digitally now and still print versions, but they just released this year's PWI 500 a few weeks ago, and then released the 250 today. So yeah, Sophie, I'm not a fan of any of the corporate TKO people and their opinions on pricing and business models. Clearly, they're making a lot of money and they're continuing to make a lot of money, but I don't love what their business philosophy is doing to average consumers. Because that, in my opinion, is in the long run, maybe not now, maybe not even for a few years, but it's going to slowly kill out a lot of wrestling fans. Because part of the reason why I love wrestling so much was my dad would take me to shows from time to time, and he didn't make a lot of money either, but he would take me and my brother, and we would go to house shows because that's what we could afford. And we went to a couple of TV tapings, but it wasn't until my dad passed away and my brother and I were grown-ups with our own jobs and stuff that we actually bought tickets to go to pay-per-views and be in the crowd. But yeah, if they can't make tickets affordable for everyday people, then they're going to have a hard time. That's going to be a trickle effect. They won't experience it right away, but eventually there will be generations of people who get older, and like if they can't make it, so kids now can't go, then 10, 15 years from now, those kids ain't going to come back. Um, Most of the people who are fans as adults were fans as kids. Most of them were teenagers. And so that is one thing that Vince understood. For all of the many justifiably judgy things that he possessed in his personality, he did understand that about business and about retaining an audience. And I don't think that they do. Either that or they do and they don't care. Yeah, right. If you're broke, just say you're broke. Yeah, seriously. So I don't love that. I'm still watching, all the shows and stuff because I still love what the guys and girls in the ring do. I still like, these people who work for WWE, not necessarily the people in the boardroom or their decisions. I don't care for that, and I don't want to boycott anything or anything like that. Josh Briggs just throwing hammers down, only gets a 2 count on Tavion, but yeah, I just yeah, they got to be careful with that, um, because they're already making these crazy great business deals with their sponsors and these different, like they're on almost every broad type of broadcast or streaming platform now. So like, just make your live events a little more affordable for people, even if it's just your nosebleed sections. Um, so because there's a level of passion towards people who really had to scrounge up and save up for that stuff, especially now that they're not really doing house shows on the main roster anymore. There's a passion there that's missing, and they don't know that it's missing right now because every show that say John Cena's on, the crowd's already rabid because they know it's the last time they're going to see Cena. But next year, it's not going to be like that. You're not going to have a new retirement tour for somebody on Cena's level. Yeah, I feel you, Chris. Wrestling Views. Yeah, I when my family moved out here to the West Coast, I was really excited about maybe the prospect of taking my kids to a house show or to a Raw or a SmackDown, or it was even just a couple of years before WrestleMania 39 out here in Hollywood, and I just really disappointed that it's so unaffordable because they would have loved that. There's just nothing like it. And Tavion wins. Tavion took a belly to belly on Briggs and does it. So, well, here's the thing, everybody. As we're talking about like our opinions about audiences and business and stuff like that, Cena retires December 13th. After that, they'll do their holidays. And then in January, the road to the Royal Rumble is mostly international. So their crowds are still going to be big there. And then they're going to be in Saudi Arabia for the Royal Rumble. After the Royal Rumble, it will be telling and the rest of the road to WrestleMania if the crowds wane at all. I don't know if they will or not, but we'll see. Okay. Is Miles going to interfere? Okay, here's Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair. Watch for Laney to show up here. Oh, golly. Laney laid in that slap. My goodness. The acoustics in that room are phenomenal. Laney just said, "Let me tell you something," and said, "What did the five fingers say to the face?" That was amazing. And I saw it coming a mile away, but it was a beautiful slap. Yes, Rickardy. It was Rick James would be proud. Wow. And yeah, here's the Gold Rush card coming at us. Who do I think was booed the most, Cena or Dom, Justin? I'll say this. I think Dom got boos. He got more boos at the peak of his heeldom than Cena did, but the crowd hated Cena in a way that you just had to have been there to understand it when they hated him. Like watching Cena at One Night Stand versus Rob Van Dam, I've never seen a babyface hated that much, ever. Okay. So yeah, we've got quite a card for next week now that we've got it all fleshed out now. Good to know. And it is time, ladies and gentlemen, for our main event. Oh, I think Kendall's going to be ready. Last man standing. It's main event time. We got 25 minutes left in the show. All right, here comes Trick. Now, I wonder, what did Tatum want to tell Ricky Saints tonight? Oh, and here comes Trick with a kendo stick. Just call him Kendo Trick. And will Miles Bourne get involved? Ask me this: who is more hated, babyface Cena or Vikingo? Well, in Mexico, it seems like it's Vikingo. But I will stick with this. Seeing John Cena at ECW One Night Stand against Rob Van Dam, I've never ever seen a babyface more hated, more passionately hated. Granted, he was going up. I mean, the environment had a lot, and the culture of ECW had a lot to do with that. But yeah, that was absolutely hated. Sophie, probably. I think Christmas week, at least Christmas week. I don't know about Thanksgiving week, but probably, yeah, Christmas week, we'll probably get taped shows. And we are a little over 2 weeks away from Survivor Series. Mark by Wrestling, what is your most shocking release this year, Shamanica? Truth. Our Truths, even though he came back, his initial release was the biggest shock to me. If we're not counting Truth because he came back, I would say Cross and Scarlet. Just because it seemed like they had a lot of momentum in their corner. It seemed like they had a plan for them, and then it just stopped. So yeah. I would, if we're counting people who still aren't with the company now, I would say Cross and Scarlet. Otherwise, I would say R-Truth, because that was just a shock out of nowhere. He was just one of those people, Truth. And again, he's back with the company, so it's fine, even though they're not doing anything with him. He was just one of those people, like, I felt like he was going to have a job for as long as he wanted to be there, you know? So, yeah. Got to put this up because Dossie's putting me over, and it's highly creative. Smash that like button like Lainey Reed smacked Kendall Gray. I mean, she got all face with that slap. I mean, I know her whole palm of her hand has got to be red right now. And I give Kendall credit, man. That woke her up. She double-legged her down and was throwing hands before you could even say Rick James. So, I mean, I got to give her credit for that. But yes, thank you, Dusty Chatham. And please, guys, like the video. We love all we can do there. So, Oba, a return or a debut? Shamanica, are you saying for tonight, or are you talking about the tournament? Because we've talked a little about all those things tonight. But yeah, I'm ready to see Oba again. I miss that man. I miss Oba being on my TV. Like, I felt like Oba was just starting to hit his peak as a performer tonight. Okay. I like that. Yes, it was like just like Lash dropped EO last night. Oh my gosh. That was such a well thrown smack. Just right in the face. And then Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Um, I miss Oba though, and that's why I assume he's ready for the main roster because he was cutting really good promos. Like he was already good in the ring. He's a monster. He's doing monster things, but his promos were getting better and better. The way, like, I still remember the promo he cut on Miles Bourne when Miles, won that battle royal to get a title shot, and his answer was just like, "Hey, man, congratulations on your dreams coming true, but I'm going to kill your dreams." Like, just very much matter of fact. And love that. I'm really glad that they started the show with Cena versus Dom last night because that crowd was hot. They were ready to see Cena. So we doing what we doing. Does Trick get called up from your Chris? I think you might be right. I think this could be the last time we see Trick in NXT tonight because I think he has a chance to face LA Knight. I'm just saying he could show up. Amy Convo's in the house. My brother A, who doesn't miss the ruler? Smash that like button. And what's up to everybody in the chat? Thank you. Y'all smash it. Give it the Lash Legend 1-2. Give it that Laney Reed. What did the five fingers say to the face? Slap. Just smash that like button, whatever you got to do to make it done. As we're getting some more plugs for week 2 of Gold Rush. The TNA Knockouts Championship Triple Threat will be on week 2. That is Thanksgiving week. And the Evolve Championship of Jackson Drake against Sean Legacy. That match is going to be a sleeper because Sean Legacy can go. Absolutely. I would love to see Trick show up on the main roster, though. Him and Oba both. And then week 2, Zarya and Fallon Henley. So interestingly enough, Zarya's title match and Solruka's title match rematch will not be on the same night. All right, Kendall Gray and Laney Reed, it's confirmed. She slapped it. She signed that contract with a slap. There we are. And while A is in the chat, just reminding everybody tomorrow, A's like my Apollo. We're going to sit there and talk like regular people. We're going to be discussing the Rocky / Creed franchise. So join us tomorrow for that. We're gonna make it happen. We're gonna talk about the fall of communism in Rocky IV, Mr. T pitying fools left and right. Before WrestleMania, Hulk Hogan's film debut. Before Hulkamania, he was in the Rocky franchise as Thunderlips, the ultimate male. Ravishing Rick Rude, eat your heart out. So, yeah. All right. Rickardy asks everybody, follow the leader. It's time for the last man standing match. Who you got for that W? Who you got? I got to say, I think Ricky's going to find a way. I am a Trick guy, but I think he's going to find a way. Now, bell has rung. Trick is swinging that kendo stick, but he hadn't connected yet. And Ricky's ribs are taped up, so keep in mind. Hello. My neighbor's cat is in my house. So do you guys want to meet a neighbor? Come here, Winter. This is Winter, everybody. Say hi. Say hi to the chat. Hello, chat. Okay. He's not interested. But he is staying in my lap now. I may have started something I didn't want to continue. Great. Okay. Well, there we are. So here we are. Chairs. Again. Okay. There we go. Yep. You got to get down. There you go. Okay. I think I think Miles might get involved. I don't know to what degree, but maybe. So we shall see. Trick Williams with Top Flight's help. Ooh, now I like the way you're thinking, Justin. Right, eh? I know you know the problem. Do you want to get back up here? Do you want to be on camera again? What have I done? Hey. Come on. Oh man. Wow. Ricky off the top rope eats a trash can right to the ribs. Yeah, I'm still curious about Tatum's warning. Tatum was trying to warn Ricky about something, but Izzy pulled her away before she could. Come on. DCC, don't trust cats. But man, yeah, big kick to the head from Trick Williams. Mike Santana, yeah, you know what? I haven't seen Mike. Yeah, me and my neighbor are friends, Sophie. Ooh, big chops from Trick. My mascot does get along with the cat, but he maybe has a little too much energy than the cat cares for. Oh my gosh. Ricky is tied up in the ropes, and Trick is just breaking this kendo stick across his ribs. And it is nasty work. You do not see kendo sticks break like that very often. And Trick just went off. Now chairs to the back. I tell you what, man, Ricky is getting beat to pieces. So yeah, exactly, Rickardy. Some of that stuff, you're just taking the pain. All right, count is up to 7 on Ricky. But Ricky's pulling himself up. Okay, pain to entertain. Exactly. In the words of our U.S. champion, Ilya. Okay, well, Ricky got the trash can lid now. Smacks to the back. I guess they want to space out their big matches over the next couple of weeks, but I'm kind of surprised that this match wasn't on Gold Rush. It has surprised me a little bit that that they're giving this to us before Gold Rush. But you know what? I guess they just got it spaced out that way. My final four, it's too hard right now to tell my final four, Justin, for the Cena tournament because there's too many question marks right now. I want to wait until I know who the entire field is and see where the brackets are, you know. So it's difficult for me to see. I'm gonna do a quick look and see if I can find the announcements for the Cena tournament. Maybe I can give you an answer. All right, let's see. Yeah, we shall see. Because we've got Gunther and Javon, LA Knight and Solo both versus mystery opponents. I feel like maybe the two mystery opponents might be two of the final four. I think maybe Sheamus and maybe Gunther. So I think Sheamus, Gunther, and maybe the two mystery opponents might be the final four. That's my guess. I don't think there's a chance, depending on who the mystery opponents are. Maybe I'll say this: the winner of LA Knight and the mystery opponent will be one of the final four. Who's fighting Jey Uso again? I can't remember. I think Sheamus might be one of the final four. I think it could be Gunther and yeah, a mystery opponent. Miz and Jay. Okay, I don't think either one of them is getting to the end. Maybe Jay makes it to the final four, but I don't think he gets to the final two. Trick is undressing the announce table right now. Whoop that Trick chance. I don't think it'll be AAA, guys, Sophie. At this point, they feel like big returns, whoever the mystery people are. Whether it's someone who just hasn't been on TV for a while or someone who hasn't even been with a company for a long time. I just get the feeling that the mystery opponents are people who are big returns. Rickardy, that's what I want. I want Sheamus to be the next Intercontinental Champion. Oh my gosh. Trick just charged Ricky and got thrown out of the way and sidestepped him right into the barrier. The barrier collapses. Trick's checking his head. I think he is afraid he might have got cut open there. But I agree with you 100%, Rickardy. I think Sheamus should be the next Intercontinental Champion. So, and I said this at the beginning of the show before you got in the chat, that if Cena is still Intercontinental Champion by his final match, then I think Sheamus needs to win the tournament. But if there's room for him to fight Sheamus before then, I would rather him drop the title. I want him to drop the title to Sheamus, period. I would rather it not be his last match. I would, but we'll see. We got to be getting close to the end here for sure. And now Ricky has got the kendo stick, just hitting him front and back, wearing him out. Trick begging off. I can't believe Ricky's being merciful. Ricky's calling for the chair. Oh, looked like a trick shot, but I don't think he got it. Oh, wow. Ricky with another sidestep, just popping. Oh, man, some of these chair shots are ugly. Like they're not getting fully lined up. And so they're getting like clocked at weird angles with the chair. And that's probably going to hurt way worse than it sounds. Man, this has been a violent match. I'll give them that. Just the way they're using the weapons is just violent. Like this has not been a gimmicky last man standing match. Like they ain't tying each other down with duct tape. They are just beating each other. Big spear from Ricky Saints. I don't know if Cena will do an open challenge. He's only got 3 dates left. Can Trick get up from the spear? He's not moving, and they're at 8. He's up at 8. Oh, Trick is bleeding. Trick is bleeding from the side of his head. Rochambeau coming? Nope. Reverse. Oh, Ricky thrown into the chair, wedged into the corner, and now Ricky's on the outside of the ring. Someone attacked Jacob. That's right, Tyrell. We forget about that. Jacob Fatu. Also, could Jacob Fatu be one of the returning people in the tournament? We don't know about that either. What if he is the opponent for Solo Sikoa? Yes, Justin, it is for the NXT title. I'm assuming the tournament finals takes place probably that Monday on Raw before Saturday night's main event. Ricky making his way back up again. Wow. Trick just jumped off the steps and trick shotted Ricky Saints. Here's a question. What happens if they get a double down? Will the title be vacated or will Ricky retain? Seven, Trick picks him up. Rock bottom on the stairs. Here we are again. Hello. Oh, man. He's got the steps around Ricky's throat. Oh, he's holding him down with the steps. And he's being counted. Ricky's standing on the steps, but Ricky snuck out. And I don't think Trick hasn't realized it. Oh, man, he just shoves Trick off, and Trick hits his head on the way down. Trick's got his hand on the ring bell. Here comes Ricky charging. Oh, Ricky just got thrown through the NXT sign, through the wall. And now we're counting again. Gender. That's hilarious. Trick's not paying attention to Ricky, but Ricky doesn't look like he was getting up. Oh, Ricky is up. We're almost out of time, folks. I don't want to sound like Tony Schiavone, but now what are they doing? They're climbing up. I think they're going up to the balcony. Oh my gosh, they're going up to the balcony. And there's multiple chairs up there. Another trick shot. Ricky's sitting in a seat so he can't count. Ricky is posing. Oh no, I see what's going to happen here. Trick is posing above the announce table, standing on the balcony. Oh my gosh, this is going to be nasty. Tricky. Oh my gosh. Ricky just speared Trick Williams off the balcony through the announce table. That's got to be it. But can Ricky still get up? Counts at 5. They're both still down. Ricky's trying to get up. They're on their knees. 9. Wow. I didn't like the ending to that. They were both on their knees at the count of 9, and Ricky just pushed him in the face to knock him down, to beat him to 10. Well, I figured Ricky would retain, and the spot to end that match was great, but the drama of the end of that wasn't great. He's back. He's back, y'all. Shamanica, are you still here? You called it. The ruler is here. And they cut off. Wow. I think maybe they ran out of time, but all you saw was his silhouette in the entrance. Obafemi is back. And that, ladies and gentlemen, may be our Gold Rush NXT title match. And Ricky Saints is hurting. And now the ruler is back. All is right in the jungle, ladies and gentlemen. Well, thank you. I think you're absolutely right, George. That's what Tatum meant. That I saw Obafemi backstage, so you just might want to be careful, Ricky. Nevertheless, that's what we got. So I'm happy to have Obafemi back on my TV screen. So we'll see what it all brings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's drop your ratings in the chat. What did you think of tonight's show? Are you excited about 2 weeks of Gold Rush coming up from Madison Square Garden in New York City? And wrestling is an interesting landscape right now, guys. So it should be a lot of fun. We've also got, again, discussion on Rocky next week. And next week, tomorrow. Sorry, Gold Rush is next week. Join us tomorrow, me and A from A&B Combos. We're going to be discussing Rocky films and all kinds of discussion there. So it'll be a good time. We'll have a fun chat. We'll hang out together and check it all out. 8 out of 10, 8.5 from George. Chris Wrestling View says 8 out of 10. Justin says 10 out of 10. Chin up, chest out. Watch out for the ruler. Amen to that. Watch out for the ruler. I don't know. Does he return as a heel? I don't know. I think he, Oba eventually just kind of evolved into just being Oba, which is I am the standard. I am the ruler, and so I don't know that he has to be a heel per se. I have a feeling the crowd will cheer him at first, though. I think they'd rather see him than Ricky. It's just my thoughts, just my instinct. So we'll see what happens there. So I'm here for Gold Rush the next 2 weeks. Very interested in that. Here for Rocky tomorrow as well, and hopefully in the coming days I'll have some 2K for you as well. I know I keep promising that and haven't gotten up there, but we're gonna have some more. We're gonna have a few more different, DLC packs coming through. So I have more wrestlers to work with. We'll do some more tournaments. Maybe we can also do. If we don't do a Gold Rush, we could do a Survivor Series playthrough as well. Justin, Gold Rush is the next 2 weeks. So the next 2 episodes of NXT will be Gold Rush. So yes, it's going to happen next week, but it's also going to happen the week after. So 2 weeks worth of title matches. So make sure you guys are here for that. We're going to have a good time. So thank you all for joining me tonight. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you share your love. And I will see you guys again very, very soon. Gold Rush is going to be a lot of fun. Make sure you're joining A for A&B Combos on Friday for SmackDown. We're going to learn more about that Cena tournament for sure. We are on the road to War Games. We are having a great time. So we are having some amazing stuff going on with the world of wrestling and what sometimes is a downtime of this wrestling year. So things are getting exciting even in the holiday times. So it'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna rock with all of that. And before you know it, it'll be Rumble season again. So have a great evening, everyone. Take care of yourselves. And yes, indeed, from A&B Combos, my brother A. Good night, everyone. See you tomorrow to talk a little Rocky. Yo, Adrian, I did it. Wrestling is loved, wrestling is hated, but wrestling is forever life. Amen. Now, then, forever marked. Thank you, Rickardy. We say it once, we say it every week. We're not afraid of the word mark here at Marked by Wrestling because being a mark just means you believe, and believing makes wrestling better. So I'll see you guys next time. Take care of yourselves and each other. Thank you for contributing to this beautiful culture we have here at this channel, and I will see you guys again very